So I'm not really sure if anyone's heard, but there's this new argument on the vaccine that basically says, hey, natural immunity is better than the vaccine for effectiveness. And I'm just going to say this. For those people that are spreading establishment narratives, you need to stop. I'm talking about Bill Maher, Chris Rock, right? Bill Maher went on, he did a speech, or made a comment on a show where he's like, I already got COVID. I know I have natural protection from natural immunity protection, but and I know I didn't need the vaccine, but I still got it anyway. I took one for the team. What do you mean you what do you mean? What do you mean you took one for the team? Oh, I know what he means. It means I know I didn't need the vaccine. It would be a waste of time and it would be bullcrap for me to get the vaccine, but I still got it. I still got it. Just to push the establishment narrative. And then you have Chris Rock, who got the jab, the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine, and he still got infected. And instead of saying, hey guys, I was infected with the, right? He came out and said, hey guys, you might still want to get this, because he didn't want to be Nicki Minaj. He didn't want to be those people that question the establishment narrative and try to push against it. So he lied to a lot of his loyal followers, because Chris Rock is rich as hell. He's a funny ass dude. He's got millions of followers, and he's still spreading a lie, even though he knows it's a lie, because he doesn't want to be ostracized, and he doesn't want the establishment to attack him. So I saw this argument on the Jimmy Dore show, so thank you, Jimmy Dore. That is that natural infection provides you with the strongest possible protection. So that is T-cell immunity protection. That basically, against being reinfected, it provides you with natural antibodies that prevent you from being reinfected. That's what that is. So if you had COVID, and I'm not a scientist, but what this is saying is, if you had COVID, you basically are okay, where if you got reinfected, guess what? Your body already has the fighting power it needs in order to protect you, because you already had the virus. Could you get reinfected? Sure. Could the vaccine prevent COVID? Sure. But we all know that the efficacy of this vaccine, it's only like 5 months. So if I got vaccinated May and June, I got the double vaccine, I'm good until November. And after November, I'm screwed. I'm back to square one. Now, if you got the vaccine in May, and like May 1st, and you went on, and 3 weeks later you got it at the end of May, you're done this month. After this month, you're done. Am I saying that the vaccine isn't helpful? Am I saying it doesn't have any validity to it? No, I'm not saying that. Just for YouTube, because I know they're listening. They've taken a few of my videos down. Now, this argument that natural immunity is better for you, it provides you better protection than the vaccine, is backed up by a Tel Aviv University study that basically it is the most comprehensive natural immunity study out there that showed that natural immunity is at least 7 times more effective than the vaccine itself, than the COVID vaccination. So in a sense, here's an argument that you could use for not throwing out a bunch more people from their damn jobs and not doing these anti-working class, unconstitutional mandates, authoritarianism mandates, right? And at least consider the people who already got infected. The people who you clap for in New York City out your windows, who you banged pots and pans for out your windows, who were in the healthcare sector, who all of them got infected, right? All of them got infected. At least consider that. We're throwing people out of jobs, The New York governor is threatening to throw 72,000 people out of work because they don't get the vaccine. Wow, man. I mean, how much more stupid can that get? Denying science. Now, what did Dr. Fauci have to say? So America's doctor on CNN, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, went on and asked him point blank, look, people, look at this interview. He had no answer. Watch this.
There was a study that came out of Israel about natural immunity. And basically the headline was that natural immunity provides a lot of protection, even better than the vaccines alone. What are people to make of that? So as we talk about vaccine mandates, I get calls all the time. People say, I've already had COVID. I'm protected. And now the study says maybe even more protected than the vaccine alone. Should they also get the vaccine? How do you make the case to them?
You know, that's a really good point, Sanjay. I don't have a really firm answer for you on that.
Wow, which is incredible. That is incredible. That someone of his acumen, that someone of his stature, that someone of his intelligence does not have an answer for that. Look, we know Dr. Fauci is an actual doctor. We know he's a professional scientist, like a professional doctor. He knows his crap. And he's out here not knowing this? We all know he's not a hack. He's a hack, but he's not that much of a hack. He knows exactly what he's doing, and what he's doing is he's spreading the big pharma narrative. He's spreading big pharma's agenda. He's only willing to spit out of his mouth solutions that big pharma thinks is okay. If we can even call those solutions. He's only doing what big pharma wants. Now, it's just incredible. Because this has been covered in New York Magazine, Science Magazine for sure covered it, and also the University of Washington School of Medicine released a study on this saying that a moderate case of COVID, people with a moderate case of COVID can do really well against being reinfected. Just about something like that. And about something like that. So Fauci should know better. Fauci is in the mainstream. He is a doctor. He reads those. But instead, he's like, I don't have an answer for you on that. I'm Anthony Fauci, and I don't have any answer for you on that. Come on. He knows exactly what he's doing. And, you know, it really upsets me that there are people who... So, there are people like Joe Rogan who go against the establishment narrative, and I personally wouldn't take ivermectin. But if you think that ivermectin would help, by the way, it's not the actual horse paste medicine, horse dewormer. It's actually the human kind. It's an award-winning, a Nobel Peace Prize winning medicine, and he took it along with other monoclonal antibodies and essentially beat it in like 2 days, faster than Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya, who was hospitalized and he was double vaccinated. So what I was told is, oh, you won't get the vaccine with this. And then I did further research, or the COVID, you won't get the virus with this. And then I did further research, and it's the opposite, where, yeah, you can still get COVID. Oh, but it'll lessen your chance of being hospitalized. Well, Oscar De La Hoya was hospitalized. And then you look at, I think it's Chris Dagliani, or something like that. Or Andrew Dagliani. He's basically a famous fantasy sports analyst. He was 39 years old. He died. And when you look at the articles, it was like the 20th paragraph that said, oh, by the way, he was double vaccinated. So they say it prevents death, but he was double vaccinated and he died. And then so Joe Rogan takes this thing. I'm going to go back to Joe Rogan, and he takes the antibody medicines. He does a whole bunch of other things that's not the vaccine, and guess what? He beats COVID. Do I agree with all of what he did? No, but who cares? And the establishment and everyone on Twitter, including regular average people, are like, yes, die, Joe Rogan, die, mother effer, die, death to Joe Rogan. And then And then you had Nicki Minaj being ostracized for simply questioning the narrative. But you had people who actually celebrated the deaths of these conservative radio hosts. And by the way, some of them were morbidly obese and they had other health complications. So COVID came and just complicated everything worse and the doctors couldn't save them. Oh, but they never mentioned that. They never talk about that. But the establishment narrative is, hey, they didn't get the COVID vaccine. So there you go. Fauci, the head of the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, did not have an answer as to why people who have natural immunity should get the vaccine or not. He didn't have an answer, even though there are studies that show they don't need it.